Yo, what's good guys, Ben on Fire here, back from the video, and today I'll be showing you guys my nickel 3-3-5 normal defense. Now this defense is very underrated in the game. I'm going to be showing you guys a couple of my favorite setups to run, and just to stop some of the best formations, I'm going to go over some beginner setups and then move into some advanced setups. So first things first, the playbook I'm in right now is Ravens. I think this is also in Chiefs, Raiders, Bengals, and Giants. There might be a couple added and subtracted there, I'm not sure. But as far as the formation goes, it's very nice because you can actually sub in safeties here. So you see I got a couple of safeties at the middle linebackers. But you can also get a lot more adjusty because you only have 3 down linemen. You can also blitz certain players off the edge. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Now the play I like to come out in and run all my setups out of are going to be this Tampa 2 defense. I think it's a very good base defense to adjust out of. You have those 3 down linemen. You have a couple of good zones with the linebackers, and overall it's just a very solid base play to adjust and audible out of. And to start off, I'm just going to be in a base gun bunch offense, go over a couple of setups, corner routes, certain things that are popular out of bunch, and I'm going to show you guys how you can adjust out of the defense and stop those certain things. So here we are out on the field taking a look at our defense. The first thing I like to do is just press my defense. You see we want that corner aligned with the slot receiver, and the reason for that is we're actually going to man him up. So we're going to man the slot receiver, the one that's blitzing on our slot receiver in the bunch like this. Now you see we still have a cover 2 with that. Now again, you can really give or take a couple of these adjustments, but starting out just as a complete base setup, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just put this middle linebacker in the middle third and run it like this, only rushing 3. But this should be a very good base cover 2. So again, a couple of extra things you can do is shade outside and shade over the top, just like this. And then on offense, let's just go with a little base corner out setup. I'll show you guys how the corner out gets defended very well. Now keep in mind I am using 2 controllers, so this isn't going to be the best, but you throw up that corner out, look at the coverage right there. Now you would probably bullet past that. If you bulleted it, it would just be a quicker interception for the defense. Again, the adjustments on that, I just pressed. Then I went ahead and manned up the slot corner on the slot receiver. And then I just put one of those linebackers in the middle third. Now, typically in bunch, as far as the defense goes, I like to actually go ahead and user this player to the not bunch side. Now, if he's killing you with corner routes consistently, you might want to user someone right here, stop the corner routes, and just, you can change your adjustments a lot. But typically I'm using this player on defense. Again, I'll show you just trying to throw this corner out base. Again, I still have my clear out right there. So let's just snap it, and I'll wait a little bit, and then I'll bullet pass it. Look at that cloud flat right there, as well as our man up player. Now, even if it were to be a faster, one of those faster corner routes, you still should be able to get the angle, especially on the wide side. That's why I always like manning up the slot receiver. Anyways, let's get into a little bit more of an adjustment-based defense. So starting out this defense, what I like to do personally is I'm actually just going to base align press against this one. Now the first one we just pressed, this time I'm base aligned. And obviously I want to move this guy back a little bit, but this is going to be a cover 3 cloud type of defense. Again, I'm just adjusting. What I'm going to do is just put B in an outside third, LB or L1 in a curl flat, and then we're going to throw A in this inside third. So it's going to look like this. And this is really good against bunch, certain defenses, because the only cover 3 beater out of bunch really at this point in the year is going to be that deep corner play where you have this player Slayton on a deep post. You're going to throw Shepard on a corner route. Now there are a couple of other ones. I know there's one out of wide receiver post where you motion this player in, and then this player's on the corner route. That one, if you see him motion in, what you will do is just throw B on a deep half. That will stop it. For the most part, cover 3 is actually a really good defense against the corner routes. So especially baseline press, that outside third will play the corner routes very well for you. And yeah, you still have these 3 zones. So again, if you're facing a mobile QB, what you can do is you can throw X on a spy, either one of those players, and you could also maybe blitz one. If he has a mobile QB, I could just blitz him off the edge. Maybe I throw him in a contain, something like this. Can be a solid way to run it. And yeah, let's just go ahead, snap the ball here. Now I don't really have the best coverage, but you see pretty much everything's bagged. Now typically they would throw that B route on a little bit of a drag and you would have everything covered. Now again, this isn't going to be the best defense, so if you do and you can get a D-line ability. I would for sure recommend that as far as that's concerned, because some of these setups you'll be rushing 3, and it's not really the best case scenario for getting pressure, so at least get one ability I would recommend. Anyways, moving on, or actually I'll go over that setup one last time. You're base aligning, you're pressing, you're putting B in outside third, and that's the B cornerback, by the way. You're putting LB in a curl flat. Now, if you want to get a little bit more adjusty, something else you could do is actually still keep him manned up like this, and then I could put A in the curl flat, throw him in the inside third. Now, because there's so many people in coverage, there's a lot of things you can do, so I'll probably show this one more time with a couple of different adjustments, but this is a really good way to defend as well. And again, I'm just confusing my opponent, mixing up certain players in coverage. Now I have linebackers in coverage instead of cornerbacks, and you know, it's just a very confusing and difficult scheme to play against. So again, I'm working the drag, I go back, I work this little Texas route, and look at the vert hook, just follow perfectly. You see pretty good coverage. So let's move on to sort of the same base coverage but a different setup, and this one's gonna be one where you can actually use this safety. So what I'm gonna do is create the same sort of base cover 3. Now again, you could either do it like that, or you could do it like this, where I actually throw the linebacker there. Typically, I'm throwing the cornerback in the purple zone, just to defend those corner routes better. The linebacker, it takes him a while to get out there, so we'll just leave him in his zone. But what you can do if you want to use this safeties, I can throw one of these linebackers in an inside third, especially because there's safety there. It's going to be, the speed is not a concern. So I can actually work down user him. It's going to be very good because he's going to expect him to be able to throw a streak or a post. And we still will have pretty good coverage down the rest of the field. So again, boom, I can lurk down like this. Pretty much cover everything on that play. And it's overall very good coverage. Just a couple of ways to mix in that sort of cover 3 cloud again type of setup. Anyways, let's move into this is probably the most advanced setup I'll go over, but what you're going to do in this particular setup is I actually like to man up this slot cornerback, and then I like to put Y in a curl flat. So it's going to be something like this. Now, there's one of 2 ways you could do this. The first way being just this, where you have a, little base cover 2. I like to even send this player off the edge and get him in the contain like this. So you'll just have a base cover 2. Now, in this case, you have 3 middle zones. You don't need 3 yellows ever on the field unless your user is just bad. So you'll throw one of these guys in an inside third. You'll obviously want to sort of realign him. But here's a look at your coverage. You have a cover 2 on the right, and you have this sort of weird coverage. Now, this is really going to be something you can do against only formations with 1 wide receiver there. So in our case, it would work with a gun bunch, it would work with a split close, but gun doubles or tray wide flex or whatever, it's not really going to be the best against. But here's a look at the coverage. You see, let's go, boom, lurk down, lurk up, and yeah, so it's going to be pretty risky coverage. But again, keep in mind a lot of these bunch setups are max protect, and you really won't have to worry about that outside receiver at all, especially if you're using the left side player. It really does help you to lurk down on certain things, in my opinion, a lot better and more effectively. Again, something else you could actually do is maybe you just throw an outside quarter over there. You still throw Y in this curl flat, and then I can still keep him in an inside third. Something like this, it will help against the deep passes in case they have this player on offense in a post route. But again, keep in mind a lot of these players are just going with max protect setups. This is a popular one. And overall, you still run that setup, and I can, still man up these players. I could always mix in a little bit of a weird blitz where I blitz 1 linebacker and our slot corner. Just keep things interesting, mix things up. That's probably the best way to run this formation. As far as I'm concerned, again, if I wanted to lurk Earl Thomas here, I could just throw him in a Levine, our linebacker, here in a curl flat, and I could actually lurk on Thomas like this. Now again, these are a little bit more work to adjust out of. You're not gonna easily just go on the field and be able to make these types of adjustments. But as far as coverage, look at Earl Thomas lurk down on that dig route, corner out bagged, everything is completely covered. We end up getting the sack. Again, I always recommend for this scheme just getting a D-line ability, but you've seen the coverage very, very well. And yeah, it's pretty much gonna do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that sub button if you want more videos like this one, and peace. I'm out of here.